True, we are down here in downtown Houston area, and right here you'll see this huge big blue bag in front of me. It's called the ClimaGuard, and the creator of this created this bag to protect not only the things in your home so they don't flood, but you also did this for your car. Why?
Because the first mode of transportation in order for you to recover is with your car, especially in Houston. You need your car, it's essential. And so after going through my own loss from Harvey, I realized that I needed to protect my car so that I could recover faster. And that's why I made the product.
And we showed people earlier how they can use this product to zip up their car and almost like a giant Ziploc bag, so it will float, it will not get wet, and it won't float away because you can anchor it down too, right?
Exactly. Because once it starts floating, it's like a boat basically, and you can move it with the touch of your hand. So you want to make sure that it's secure. We have these anchoring straps that we keep included as well, so that you're able to secure it if you have to use it outdoors in a carport or in your backyard for some reason.
And now you're using the lessons that you learned during Harvey to give some advice to other people. So what are some other tips you could tell people about how to prepare for a storm that may be coming?
Okay, so step one, I would say, is to understand what valuables you have that you need to make sure you secure that could potentially get flood damage. If you could put it upstairs, great. If not, using a product like ClimaGuard would definitely secure your belongings. Also, lock and store away valuable possessions, because a lot of times if you're evacuated, you don't want your home to be vulnerable to any types of, theft that could potentially happen.
I've heard of stories of people getting their houses looted or people breaking in because they've had to evacuate, and they're like, oh, well, then I'm just going to go take what I want.
And I know stories just as you said. And so I wanted people to make sure that they, are mindful of how to protect your belongings if you're not able to come back home.
Yeah, and that's a good idea, because tomorrow we're actually going to have a segment about protecting your home and not making it as much of a target as the other homes on your block. We're going to keep people safe that way, so that's important you guys watch tomorrow. What other tips?
So another tip is that you want to make sure there's no reason for water to surround your home. So checking your gutters for obstructions, the drains, storm drains. You want to make sure that water is able to leave when the storm starts to reside, right? And then also I would say upload some of your secure documentation. There's a cloud server like Dropbox, we have our Apple accounts, making sure that your insurance, your birth certificates, all these valuable things that tie to who your identity is, you want to keep them safe with you in a Ziploc or some type of waterproof bag, and then also upload it to a cloud server.
All great advice. So before we go, I want to give you an opportunity to hit last minute piece of advice for all those people out there that can try to avoid some of the mishaps that you've had in your life and losing so much to Harvey.
I would say, make sure that you are very aware of what you can afford to lose and what you can't afford to lose, and trying to come up with a plan in order to preserve those items. Evaluate and go through your insurance plan. A lot of homes that were flooded were not in a 100-year floodplain, and so the chances are high that it could happen to you. These storms come slowly. They don't have to be a hurricane for you to get flooded in your home.
That's so true. We saw that happen last week with Tropical Storm Beta. All right. Thank you so much, Rahel. All right. There you have it, live from the downtown Houston area. Shannon Lanier, CW39 Houston. No wait, weather and traffic.